Hello, Year 8. So, today, um, it's going to be a bit of a slightly different lesson. From speaking to and from communicating with some of the leadership team of the school and some of the heads of year, there's a bit of a concern that some people are finding some of the work a little bit overwhelming. Not all of you, because most of you are posting. Now, unfortunately, I've had a couple of repeat offenders, the people that have not been submitting the work. And so what I'm doing today is what we're calling a no new work lesson. All right. So a no new work lesson is where it's a space and a time for people to catch up on stuff that they need to do. Now, unfortunately, I've already had to email 3 parents today about students that have not kept up with work and their responsibilities. And so to give people a last chance to make sure that everything is submitted, I'm giving a lesson today where they can do that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I'm aware that many of you, most of you in fact, have actually kept up with the work. And so you guys might be like, well, I want to continue learning, and good on you. So with that being said, I'm going to set a short lesson today, and that short lesson is for people that have done all the work and are up to date and want to continue their learning. It's a grammar lesson, so it's not part of the main body of work that we normally do. All right. Those of you that do have outstanding work, don't concentrate on doing this. Concentrate on the missing outstanding work that you have to do. Okay. So, with that being said, let's go through our advanced punctuation lesson. So, those of you that have got outstanding work to do and need to catch up with that, then you can do that now. Everyone else, here is a short lesson on advanced punctuation. Now, I quite like this little joke here. Why are you crying? Says the colon to the semicolon. And the semicolon says, because nobody understands me. All right. Well, hopefully by the end of this lesson, this won't be the case. All right. Semicolons and colons are really easy. They're actually, I think, easier than commas because commas have so many different uses. You need to know how and why you're using them. Now, the point about this is that even though I think they're quite straightforward, they're considered advanced punctuation. All right. And examiners love these. So if you're using these regularly, by the time you get into your GCSEs, which are just over a year away, not too long away, that's going to put you in a really, really good position. And you should be using them regularly in your writing by that stage. So it's a good place to make sure that we understand the difference between the two because they are completely different. So our learning objective for this session is to revise advanced punctuation so you can express our ideas in a sophisticated manner. All right? So let's get through into the difference between these two pieces of punctuation. First of all, it's a colon. All right? Now, a colon, I like to think of it as like a magician's ta-da! Yeah, okay? It'll make sense. Bear with me. A colon is used to introduce an explanation, an example, or a list. All right? You might want to write that definition down in your grammar notes. I think that's probably a good idea. So it draws our attentions to that which immediately follows. So it's a bit like a magician who shouts "ta-da" just before the trick is revealed. Okay, so it's that "ta-da" moment. Okay, so for example, and if you read it out, it kind of makes sense. The magician wasn't very convincing. Ta-da! Here's why: the rabbit did not reappear. Poor rabbit. There are 3 things that I need from the magic shop. Ta-da! Here are the 3 things: a new wand, 3 white rabbits, because the others disappeared, and a sparkly jacket. Bear in mind that you can use them in a P paragraph, just before a quotation, because the quotation is acting as an example of the thing we're trying to show. For example, the magician is really mean. Ta-da! I don't care what happened to those missing rabbits. All right, so there we go. We've got 3 different examples there of an explanation, an example, and a list, all being introduced with the colon. So that's how the colon's used. So let's move on to a semicolon. Now, the semicolon and the colon, even though they've got similar sounding names, are completely different things. Semicolon's more like Cupid's arrow, okay? Bear with me, this will make sense. So a semicolon is used to join together two sentences that are related in meaning, i.e., they are perfect for each other. Okay? So they join together two sentences that are perfect for each other. So, example, Maria is a huge fan of pizza. Semicolon, Stephen loves Italian food. So we've got two sentences here. They're both about preferences of food. So they're both about the same meaning, the same topic. And therefore we can join them together using a semicolon. All right? They're perfect for each other. Second example. Love is a very curious thing. Semicolon. It's why poets often write about it. Okay? So, two different sentences. We're joining them together using just the semicolon. This creates actually a compound sentence, but without a connective, because you never use a connective in a compound, with a semicolon. All right. Cupid is the Roman god of love, semicolon. He was called Eros in Greek culture. So everything before the semicolon here is a complete sentence. You could put a full stop here and that would be fine. Stephen loves Italian food, full stop, is a sentence. Maria is a huge fan of pizza, full stop, is a sentence. But because they're about a similar topic, we're joining them together with a semicolon to show that they're related. Cupid is the Roman god of love. He was called Eros in Greek culture. Both of those are sentences, but we're joining them together with our semicolon because they're both about the gods of love and their naming. Okay? Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that you do not use a connective or a capital letter after a semicolon. Now, of course, we're using a capital letter with S for Stephen because that's his name. It's a proper noun, so we have to have a capital S. But we don't have a capital I there, and we don't have a capital H there. Okay? So, quick quiz time, all right, to make sure we've understood these. So, they are 5 sentences here, 3 options, A, B, and C. Some of these are punctuated correctly. Some of them are punctuated incorrectly. I'd like you to identify which ones are correct and which ones are wrong. All right. Then, questions 6 to 10, you need to add the punctuation. So you can add a colon or a semicolon to the following sentences. All right. So there are 5 more sentences there. And they need either a colon or a semicolon. So go through the rules, make sure you understand them, and then I would like you to answer all 10 questions. When you finish, you can submit them as usual to Google Classroom. I will create a short assignment. If you've got any questions, ladies and gents, I will be online throughout the day. Okay? Take care. All the best. I'll see you soon.